So what is going on, guys? My name is Paul, also known as Northman, and this is the end of the 2045 season on Football Manager 2023 with AB and the Faroe Islands as we try to build the nation. Now, a couple of things to go over. Firstly, we will not be leaving AB, I don't think. Now, the reason, hear me out, the reason I say that is because 2050 will not actually happen until the middle of July, which will only give us about a month and a half, 2 months before the end of this series. So I think we're better off focusing them last 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 or 7 seasons after that on trying to do something in the Champions League and getting a new stadium named after us at AB than going to the likes of KI, for example, and not being able to achieve anything in 6 seasons. It's just not going to happen. So I've been thinking about it over the weekend, and that's the decision I've came to. But yeah, so welcome to the end of the season. We're going to start off with the intake, which has happened since the last episode. And Marius Hansen is a very, very talented looking left winger. Now, once again, AB are producing players who have shocking personalities, but hopefully we can get that sorted. He has a lot of potential. I really do think he has a lot of potential to push on. And also we have this goalkeeper, Faroe, who again looks really, really talented. These two people definitely are a step above everybody else. And I do actually have potential for both of them. And the rest of the intake is not as good. We do have a 1.5-star current striker here who, yes, do you know, the more I look at him, he does have potential. He really does have potential. It's going to be interesting to see how Elias Pedersen develops at AB. He doesn't look bad. He does have a lot of attributes in the correct areas. It will be interesting to see how he pushes on. But that's the intake. Marius Hansen and Faroe, the goalkeeper, both really do have good potential. Good potential. So the end of the season is here, and we only dropped 2 points for the remaining period of this season. So we started off against Vesta with a 2-0 victory, before 2-0 victory over Vikingur Göta. We then beat NSI 6-1, really demolition job on them, before 3-1 victory over B36, who were doing really well this season. Before we played our B team in the cup final, Kari Lakshuni, the right back for the national team at the minute, got a red card, but we did get a 5-2 victory, so really, really pleased with that. Then we beat KI 4-2 away from home before ending the season with a 1-1 draw, and we got completely outplayed in this game. We really did get outplayed. So we finished the league campaign with 124, drew 2, lost 1, 74 points, and again another title to us. We won the cup as well, obviously being our B team. So an absolute demolition job there. Our B team domestically in the league, 125, drew 2, lost none, win the league by 23 points over Vikingur Göta's B team. Relegated, you can see Scala's B team finished 7th, but did get relegated, which is nice for a couple of actual main teams, MB and Rio, who do survive for another season in the 2nd tier. So we did get a new average attendance, 15,143. And then we also got, for example, in the the Premier League Player of the Season winner was not our player, it was Stefansson. I thought it was our player, it was Stefansson won it. The 34-year-old Icelandic with 24 goals in 21 games in the league for KI. Young Player of the Year was our on loan Alexandro Silva. I'm really struggling with the names today. Some days my mouth just doesn't seem to work. Where he won the Young Player of the Season. We won the Head Coach of the Year again. And now we come on to the Team of the Year. So the goalkeeper was Anderson from KI, Toth at right back from KI, and then Madsen Marquardsen in central defence. And then Kielstrup did win Player of the Year for left back. Now he really has started to cement himself as our first choice left back. Really performing well, solid as rock, mentally is just insane, which I've said before, and at the age of 18 he really is looking like a really good left back. Now Midskogen was our only player who got into the midfield, left hand side then, and Sandra, Iwusu and Ejata all from KI make up the midfield. What I find funny is that the young player of the year was Silver, yet he doesn't make it into the defence of the year. Littleskara and Stefansson as the two strikers. Littleskara really did struggle this year. 20 starts, 18 goals in the league. Disappointing, to be honest, for someone on 77k a week. So in terms of awards, the goalkeeper of the year was Rugland, which is a little bit weird because he didn't get into the team of the year. Work that out. Defender of the year was Silver, who didn't get into the team of the year. Midskogen was midfielder of the year and Stefansson was striker of the year. Another thing to obviously quickly look at is we've done recently 102 players now playing in the top flight across the continent. Inter Milan in second with 73 players. We're dominating it. Now I guess the disappointing thing now is to look how we've been doing in the Champions League, and again we've struggled. So we started with a 3-1 defeat to Porto. Midskogen on the score sheet there. We actually did take the lead in that game. We then got 2-0 victory over Cluj. We were just dominantly better than them. Littleskara scoring them both. Before 1-0 victory over Benfica with Franklin on the score sheet. Now against Barcelona, it's almost a free hit and we were 2-0 up before losing the game 3-2. And it's upsetting because we actually held our own there. We then travelled to Haken. These are the type of games we need to get results in. And we lost the game 1-0. And we've just lost to Bournemouth 1-0 as well. So there's no demolition jobs. But at the same time, we've not won enough games. And we currently sit in 25th place, 1-2, lost 4. With a -2 goal difference, 6 points. It's not good enough. It is not good enough. Now we have created this tactic, which is tactic we just played in the last game. And as I say, we lost the game 1-0 away to Premier League dominant force Bournemouth in terms of the fact they're in the Champions League regularly now. And we look decent, but we just weren't good enough. Honestly, we just weren't good enough. There's no other way to put it. We just were not good enough. So we do have the two tactics. We need to look into it more. We need to look better. We need to do better in Europe. We've got a good side now. Got a good goalkeeper. Our defence is solid. Pereira, Mark Watson at the back. In the centre is solid as a rock. Hansen coming out, for example, for Kielstrup. Kielstrup is going to be a top fullback. Gonzalez and Sterler as the midfielders is Premier League quality. Top clubs want them. Rotterwood on the right was in the top 30 in the under 20 players. Nottingham Forest and West Ham from the Premier League want him. Michan is just goal after goal, assist after assist. Same with Midskogen and Littleskara and Franklin up top. Franklin's been getting sniffed around by Man City. So we have the team. We have the players. We've let ourselves down in the Champions League this year, 100%, and we really do need to step up with that. But at the minute, I'm at a stuck point of trying to work out what we need to do to get ourselves to that next step. But I know I'm going to get there. And we're going to get to the knockout rounds of the Champions League season after season. Top 8, I feel like we can achieve in that group phase as well. But we're just not there at the minute. And I do think this season we really have struggled goals-wise. Littleskara, top goal scorer with only 27. If you think last season, he had 66 in all competitions. 27 this year. Second and joint second is Michan and Midskogen. Then Franklin with 9. Gongora with 7. And then Peluso and Sundstrom also with 7. In terms of assists, again, only 2 over in double figures. Midskogen with 29 and Michan with 12. So we really have struggled this year in terms of the final third. We're not scoring as many, we're not getting as many assists. So that is something we need to look at, something we need to plan for, and going in next season, it's something we need to completely fix and actually make ourselves better scoring goals. We need to score more goals. It's as simple as that. it is as simple as that going in next season. We need to score more goals. There's nothing else I can say on that matter, to be honest with you. Moving on to the national team then, just to show how it's been going. We ended the season with defeats, but all in all, honestly, I'm fairly pleased with this year. We lost 4-1 to Czech Republic. Before, in fact, actually Slovenia was after the last update as well, and we got 1-0 victory in that game. We then lost 4-1 to Czech Republic, and then lost 3-1 to Denmark. Lost 3-1 to Kosovo. Maybe that's the type of game we need to get something from, but we were down to 10 men by the half hour. And then we ended with a 2-0 defeat to Hungary. Now, what I would say is we finished in 4th place in the group on 7 points, well clear of Slovenia. And I said if we can finish 7th, maybe look at 3rd. And we did look at 3rd, only 2 points behind them. I would be happy. So honestly, I think we're moving in the right direction. This is the tactic we're going to stick with them. I did give a debut to this Holgard, who looks decent, only 17 years old. Maybe will develop into a good player. But we're looking solid. We've got a good midfield now. Lervag, Gregerson, Christensen, Smith can go into midfield as well. Nolse on the right is an absolute solid as a rock player as well. And then if we can bring in somebody decent on the left, because what I would mention is we have just lost 2 international retirement. Withereg, who never was amazing for us, only 12 goals in 88 appearances, but was a step above some other players we had quality-wise. But he is now retired, age 31, from international duty, so we do need to fill that gap. But we've got some decent players. Lakjuni, who is obviously come through our academy, has been playing a right back for us this year for the national team. He's been doing a decent enough job, to be honest with you. He's now contracted to EB, which is something we were going to look at in a second, but we'll go to now. So what I wanted to look at was we end up loaning out a lot of players and end up selling to EB was Kakjuni. So Jacobsen, Kerberg, Heinzen, Rasmussen, Ricardo Hernandez and Vogt all have gone to clubs within our league. Ricardo Hernandez being a very key one there, and also Vogt, both are a step above what them teams have. And then Kari Lakjuni, who I've always said I really liked, I've sold to EB. And the reason behind that is he will get regular football. He's now at the age of 21. He needs our regular football. He's still going to be in the national team. And EB are one of the teams who keeps pushing and qualifying in Europe. And if we can give them a player like him, who I think is a good quality player, it's going to help that team 100%. So we end up selling him for a very cheap price compared to what his value was. But all in all, that is it for the season. So we've had 4 episodes this season. Please let me know if you think it was good in this format, a lot quicker. Quick episodes. Hopefully you do get a chance to watch them. And the 4 episodes does say to YouTube as well, this guy produces more content, let's give him a bit of a push. But we won the treble domestically again. We are now only 2 titles off being the most successful club in the Faroe Islands. I think it is HB, is it? Is it HB? Yeah, HB are the most famous with 24 titles. They have 28 cups, by the way. We only have 18, so it would be nice if we do manage to get another 10 cups before FM24 comes out. I do think we can get to it, so that would be nice if we can be just all in all the most successful club ever in the Faroe Islands. That would be nice. Someone did ask to see the Hall of Fame. I think it's on here. It is in here. So in all in the Hall of Fame, we only have 242 points from our 22 domestic titles and 18 domestic cups. So a little bit annoying, because we won a lot more than Skalai, for example. He won more prestigious competitions. So yeah, we know we're near him at this point. Nationality wise, we are top in the Faroe Islands by a long way. If we go on to nation wise as well, we are top by a long way. Continent wise, we're still a long way off as well. Maybe if we win a Champions League, for example, it might boost us up. I don't know how many points we get for that. We'll find out if we do it. We're a long way from that. Well, Are we a long way? I'm going to leave this review with a question. How far off the Champions League semi-finals do you think this team is? Comment below. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman. Thank you for your support. I'll see you next time.